Yes.
All right. Hey everybody, welcome to another Chai and Coaching with my good buddy Paul here. Today, Paul wants to share some ideas and experiences and thoughts about networking. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about where you're from and what you're doing. And
So my name is Belle and I am from Udaipur, Rajasthan.
Where'd you study there?
I studied in Christ University. I just have 3 years of undergrad BBA degree from Christ University.
That's in Bangalore?
And yeah, that's in Bengaluru.
And what are you doing here in the US?
Yeah, so I actually came down to pursue a master's in marketing, but then I switched my course to management science since then.
To which science?
So that's pretty much it. Management science?
Management science, okay.
Yeah, so I've changed my course to management science.
What made you decide to do that?
The very reason being it has a OPD period of 3 years against 1 year of OPD period which I was getting for my marketing degree. I kind of boiled it down to making more sense of my investment in terms of education to get like a 3 years of OPD at least.
Awesome. Well, cool. Thanks for sharing that. So, why is networking important? And yeah, tell us why you're interested in talking about that today to international students across the U.S. and the ones that are preparing to come to America.
Well, if it wasn't about networking, I wouldn't have been sitting with this guy. So yeah, I think networking helped me to connect with a lot of people, just like Rob. Now here's the thing, when you are back in India, it's kind of very weird. It's going to come across very weirdly to you that how you can actually go out there and network with a lot of people.
It's different,
because,
right?
Yeah, it's different, and the kind of culture different, like the kind of assumptions we have about networking and stuff are something which hinders our ability to actually go out and connect to people. So back in India, even I was of the same opinion that how am I going to talk to people? I mean, not the Indian and not the students, but then the citizens and residents and Americans. Yeah, I made conscious efforts and I actually made sure that I go out there and interact with as many people as I can on an everyday basis, especially during the beginning, to make my transaction and to make my life easier towards this middle part of my education. So the efforts that you are going to put into the beginning are what are going to be carried forward to and what are going to help you like throughout your time at QTD at least. The very basic reason of connecting to a lot of people is, of course, first and foremost, you want to get out of your shell. You want to experience the other person's culture. You want to like connect with them and know how things are different, or what kind of work environment should you be expecting out of working over here in this country. So rather than avoiding interactions, you are going to be better off if you make conscious efforts to talk to people over here. So, and of course there are a lot of added benefits which obviously every relationship gets you, but the immediate benefit is going to be getting down and getting familiar with the culture and how your life is going to be over here for the time you will be over here.
Okay. So maybe first talk about networking in America versus networking back home. So you're from India, but other places, other cultures, it might be different.
Correct.
Why is maybe networking different here in America compared to back home for you?
Well, back home you don't, first and foremost, there's just no mirror or there's no glass which is attached in terms of culture difference. So that is a very big point. Like obviously being in India, you can just go out and you can talk to anybody. I mean, you can just connect to people and it's just going to be a smooth transaction. But then over here you obviously have pre-assumptions that how things are going to be different and stuff, and that is something which kind of comes in between. But then here, so that's the whole point. You make conscious efforts to connect with people. So that is the kind of difference which you will see in making connections back in India versus over here, that you will obviously have to make conscious efforts. You'll have to like make it come from inside. I think that is one thing.
Taking some initiative.
Yeah, taking some initiative, going to a lot of events, using apps such as meetups, I'm not really sure how many of you used to use them in India, but then me using Meetup over here has actually led me to a lot of connections. That's how I ended up getting an internship as well.
What do you mean doing these meetup things led to an internship? Explain that.
Yeah, of course. So the more you actually connect to the people in the industry, the more they get familiar with you, and they might scan you up for possible opportunities which are there back in their companies. So by networking, I don't mean and I don't want you to actually push push to actually meet people just for the sake of getting jobs and internships, because that's a really bad idea, and that creates a mental block into your head as well about the kind of relationships you want to maintain with people, which is essentially not really good. So what I would do, or what I did, was I just made like really good connections with people rather than having any expectations in return. But then at the same point of time, not having any expectations and making really deep relationship actually for me converted to getting an internship. Yeah, just be yourself, and don't try to be pushy about something which you want, or just don't start expecting things from the person. But then
good thoughts. So Paul, being from a different place, a different country, different culture, you're in America, and you've been here before, obviously, visiting before coming to the US, but a lot of people, it's their first time out of their home in a different culture. What are maybe some things they should know about American people that might be different from what they think, or that would maybe encourage them to be more open and outgoing? What is it like talking to Americans?
Right.
How are they with meeting people and strangers
Exactly.
and foreign people?
So
how can you talk about that?
So one thing is really good about the very basic nature of Americans is they're really open to ideas, and they are kind of really open to culture. Like, they are always willing to learn about things. That is something which you guys can use to your advantage. Like, you can tell about your experiences and your cultures and stuff like that, and they will be more than happy to hear you guys. As I said, they are really open to ideas. So that is one thing which has really helped me to connect with people. The other thing being they are really into sports. And I mean, luckily, even for us, we grew up in an environment which was really focused towards cricket, of course. Not a lot of sports, but then focused towards cricket. Just like we are committed to cricket, these guys are committed to the two big events called NFL and NBA. These are really great sports which you would love to see, watch, and know about. So probably you might want to get an understanding of that, and that helps by far for you to actually talk to people over here. And then apart from that, of course, the very fact that you being an international student is more than enough for them to at least give you some honor of the fact that you have left your country and came down this far. And they kind of develop a good positive attitude towards you, that if this guy or this person has seen so much, then obviously he's worthy of being given an ear to, or being listened to. If that makes sense.
Paul, I really admire you. I think you've done a great job at meeting people. I think part of it's just your personality, and you enjoy people, and I enjoy getting to hang out with you. And a lot of students maybe only kind of stick to their roommates and their classmates, or at least just maybe some people from their part of where they're from.
Correct.
So, but I feel like you've met other people outside of your roommates in the society. You've met people outside of from the subject you've studied. And
correct.
What are some tips about and reasons just for networking amongst other students? Like I know back in India especially, things are very competitive, and everyone's looking out for themselves, but maybe that's different here. And why is it important to meet and know other students here?
And it's always good to have as many people as you can. I mean, what I mean by this is you never know that who is going to be of what help at what point of time. I'm not asking you to be selfish about that, but then I'm just saying that here the attitude of the people is to like help each other, because everybody knows that we are far away from our homeland, and the kind of problems which I am facing today are the kind of problems the other person might be facing the other tomorrow. So it just kind of mutual connections which comes out of these kind of mutual productive relations. You never know who gets to your rescue at what point in time. Like I have had so many situations where actually other people came down to my rescue, and there were instances where I helped them to overcome their problems. So just mutual feeling, I would say. But then apart from that, obviously I don't know, but then it's always good. I am an extrovert, so for a person like an introvert, he will have to make a conscious effort. But then me being an extrovert, I just generally, as Rob said, I just generally enjoy connecting with people and things which comes out naturally. I don't have to like make any efforts for that. But then it's always good. Like the more the connections, the merrier. It's as simple as that.
Paul, any final tips for people just in terms of how to connect with people in the industry that they're studying, or just how to connect with professional Americans in general?
Correct. Just be yourself. Just focus on your studies. Just have an in-depth understanding of what you're studying, and this is how you will at least have something to converse about from the people from your industry whom you're going to meet in future. Well, start making connections already. Start sending those friends requests and start
practice now.
Just start joining the WhatsApp group. Start building your relationship even before you come down over here.
Great. Yeah, Chai Coaching, we're all about helping students to succeed here in America, but also to build bridges and foster community cross-culturally. And so networking, with students, with professionals, with Americans, is really going to set you guys up to thrive here. And yeah, if you listen to what Paul shared and try to apply some of those things, it's really going to help you out here. And yeah, practice that even before you come. Take some risks, do some experiments, and learn, and you'll be in a better place once you reach here to make the most of your experience here. Thanks for joining us at Chai
And
Coaching.
have some chai while you do all this.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget that.
Over chai. It's one of the best ways to network and build relationships. So thanks for joining, guys. See you next time.